defending national champs against the #1 team in the country, Tennessee.
Alabama, LSU, buckle up and enjoy.
Stetson breaks the tackle, goes for the pylon, that's a touchdown! Throws it back line of the end zone, reaching catch, he got the feet in, touchdown! Hooker, deep ball, intercepted! Georgia remains undefeated.
Kelly says, we're going for 2 and the dub. Daniels for the win. It's good! LSU does it! Bama's playoff hopes are over.
It is Georgia and everybody else.
The Georgia Bulldogs are indeed the clear-cut #1 team in the country. After last week's convincing win over previously top-ranked Tennessee, tonight they take on their fellow Bulldogs from Mississippi State on a chilly night here at Davis-Wade Stadium in Starkville. This is the SEC on ESPN, and welcome everyone to college football prime time, presented by Subway. As Kirby Smart leads the #1 team in the country, the Georgia Bulldogs, onto the field.
Reaching catch, touchdown! Oh my goodness, we swallow him whole!
Get in what I came for, we don't back down. Doing my thing while the world goes round. Look at where I came from, look at where I'm at now.
He was ready for all the speeches about this could be a trap game. It's a dangerous opponent. It's a tough place to play. And Kirby played here for Jim Donnan back in the mid-90s. And he said his players came and said, Coach, we got it. That's not what we're about here. We don't take anybody lightly. We're focused on the business at hand. They need to be focused on covering this kickoff. Mississippi State, the best kickoff return team in the country, but no chance for Tulu Griffin, who's the individual leader in kickoff returns this year, and better than 33 per kickoff return. Jack Podlesny kicked it out of the end zone. Interesting, Mississippi State won the toss and elected to receive. They'll get Will Rogers and the Bulldogs offense out there, and the punt rolls all the way down to the 27-yard line. Here come the Dogs, led by Stetson Bennett, the 25-year-old, outstanding in their win over Tennessee at Sanford Stadium last week. He threw for 2. He ran for the first touchdown of the game. And Todd Monken, the offensive coordinator, said he really is the man who is making this go.
Well, he's very efficient. He's very confident. And their 2 biggest wins, the first game against Oregon and last week against Tennessee, he was clearly at his best. Put this new system in. And they're a real challenge. A lot of movement with this defensive front.
It was the last meeting. It was in Athens in 2020. Bowers his first catch and drags tacklers with him to the 43-yard line of State. Colin Duncan made the tackle.
The safety, he catches it with his hands, and then he breaks tackle.
15-yard gain. Bennett on target again. And it's the other tight end, Darnell Washington, inside the 15-yard line.
Washington lined up in a trip formation, and you see right away these 2 tight ends, again, the most dynamic position on the team.
30-yard catch followed by a run by McIntosh. He took it down to the 1-yard line. An impressive opening drive. If anybody was worried about a trap game or not bouncing back from that Tennessee win, they are focused and ready to go on both sides. Most of these players have been in this system for 3 years. Coordinated by Zach Arnett. Kendall Milton now the tailback. Play fake, wide open. Brock Bowers the touchdown.
How can you not expect on 3rd down they might look for one of those 2 tight ends?
Especially him.
Yeah.
Their first down. Georgia bringing pressure, and they drop Tulu Griffin for a loss of 1. It was Jamon Dumas-Johnson, and here's Matt Berry. Remarkable performance by this defense, playing without Nolan Smith, who is one of their 3 returning starters. Even with 8 defensive players drafted, 5 in the first round, they're just about exactly the same statistically as they were a year ago. And there's Jalen Carter to stop that play for no gain. It was Marks again. rushing against Arkansas here. 3-3 in the SEC, all 3 wins at home. Been a much better team here. High snap handled. And there's Dylan Johnson, who did not get the first down. It'll be 4th down and 1.
Running against Georgia is just not easy. Holes might appear to be open. They close quickly. Mike Leach considering a 4th down attempt here at midfield.
Yeah, they're going for it. Very small play card. That's been chronicled in the past. They don't have a lot of plays. They're out of the shotgun on 4th and 1, just across midfield. Dylan Johnson, the running back. Will they actually snap it?
Play clock down at 5 right now.
It's a 2 at 1. They just did get it off, and the pass is batted down. Smile Munden came on a blitz and knocked it out of the air, and Georgia takes over on downs.
Well, the problem for Mississippi State, this is who's supposed to block Smile Munden. But because he's coming all the way across the formation, he can't get there in time to do anything about getting his hands down. That ball actually hit him in the head. He was coming off the edge, and there was no one to block him early enough to open up this throwing lane on 4th down. And Georgia takes over at midfield. Good spot right here to possibly take a deep shot downfield off of play action.
4-man rush. They pressured Bennett. His arm got hit, and it is intercepted. Colin Duncan bringing it back for State. He's shoved out of bounds by Darnell Washington. Tyrus Wheat hit Bennett on the throw and forced the flutter ball.
Yeah, Tyrus Wheat on the blitz, got the arm, the ball hung and fluttered in the air. And Mississippi State, who's done a good job taking the football away this year, is there for the interception. Colin Duncan. And Mississippi State overcomes the miss on 4th down and gets the ball back to their offense.
Aquavius Marks, the running back, on the right hip of Will Rogers. Down the middle into traffic and almost intercepted. Almost taken back immediately. It was Christopher Smith, just named a semifinalist for the Jim Thorpe Award, one of 12 for the best defensive back in the country.
Wow.
And that one's almost intercepted off of Jamon Dumas Johnson. There is a flag down on the play, back behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, we're seeing tight coverage by this Georgia secondary.
There's no foul for roughing the passer. The defender was blocking to the quarterback. 3rd down.
This is a great blitzer right here. Watson, the linebacker.
Nice pocket for Bennett, and he's on target to Ladd McConkey for the 1st down, their leading receiver, and far and away their biggest threat at wide receiver. Back in Mississippi, where he was the head coach for 3 years at Southern Miss, down in Hattiesburg. Bowers takes off after the catch, and there's a flag down on the tackle. He got to the 40.
Compared to a wide receiver is his ability to break
Personal
tackles.
foul, face mask, 13 defense. The 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. Automatic 1st down.
Jack Podlesny, the senior, has had a terrific career. Made 83.6% of his field goals, 51 out of 61 in total. And that one is good. And the crowd boos, and I think they have an argument. Not only on that one, but on the picked up flag on the roughing the passer as well. 10-0 Georgia early in the 2nd quarter. Up 10.8 points per game, of 10.2 points per game. This year it's 10.8. Christopher Smith rallying quickly to the ball to drop Rufus Harvey. Given time, checks it down. Williams lunged for the 1st down, didn't get there. Smile Munden, who's had an active 1st half, made the tackle. 3rd down and 5. Jack Garnett brings pressure, and they leave the man wide open on the far sideline. Edwards, 1st down, and out of bounds. Well into Mississippi State territory. It's a 15-yard gain.
Well picked up by Stetson Bennett with his eyes.
Bennett for Kearis Jackson.
What a catch.
What a grab. He plucked it away from Emmanuel Forbes for a 1st down for Georgia at the 14-yard line.
What body control, because Forbes was in good position. And Kearis Jackson just made a wonderful play.
Bennett, another man open. It's Jackson again. He caught the winning touchdown in the 4th quarter in Athens in 2020. A 40-yard touchdown that broke the 24-24 all-tie and was the final score of the game, the Georgia 31-24 win. Bennett, shake and bake, touchdown! Stetson Bennett.
Wow. Colin Duncan, where is your athletic supporter, my man? Watch this move by Stetson Bennett.
96 for Georgia is wearing 44.
Wow. He had a 13-yard touchdown on 3rd down last week to start the scoring against Tennessee, and shows you again what he can do with his legs. You don't coach that.
No.
You just take advantage of it if you're Todd Monken. Only had the one explosive pass play in the 1st half, and that was in the last possession.
Xavion Thomas. Back for the Brett Thorson punt. Short. Xavion Thomas. Xavion Thomas! Touchdown, Mississippi State! Kirby Smart got greedy at the end of the half, and he paid a big price. Well aware that Mississippi State has some of the best special teams in the country.
Well, Keely Ringo missed a tackle. He was the first guy down there and missed a tackle. The punt was short and it was low, and credit Thomas for picking it up on the bounce and not just playing it safe and moving away from it.
63 yards. And now
Timeout, Mississippi State. They're 3rd and 5.
Mike Leach, timeout. You wonder if he's thinking about going for 2 here. 2 receivers to each side and very wide. 2 of them outside the numbers. Quick slant, low throw, incomplete, intended for Griffin. I think some of the fans at the other end thought it was caught. They started to ring the cowbells, but it was not.
Working on Lassiter. I mean, that's a good play by Lassiter, and that's a good spot for the football. Low and away from the defender. You hope your guy has some toughness and can go down and make that catch, because that's where you have to put it as the quarterback.
Here's Jackson back for the kickoff from Ben Raven, Stetson Bennett, and the Bulldogs offense will get the ball first. Of course, they're both the Bulldogs. There are 14 Bulldogs in FBS and FCS football.
Admitted that the crowd has gotten to his team at times during this game, Sean.
They marched right down the field on the opening drive, haven't been as impressive. Here comes Ladd McConkey.
He's got
Ladd
great
McConkey. He may go. Ladd McConkey. Touchdown, Georgia. 70 yards.
Had a big touchdown a week ago against Tennessee on a stutter and go.
For Georgia is wearing 44.
He has outstanding speed, and that time, huge play right out of the locker room for the Georgia offense.
Rodgers after a slow start tonight, has picked it up. Swing pass. Dylan Johnson upended. Flying up from the corner. Kamari Lassiter.
Reaching back to the football.
Loss of 3. And that's going in reverse as well. Ra Thomas. There's nothing to cheer about there. Smile Munden. A loss back to the 34-yard line. 3rd and 14. Georgia brought pressure up the middle. The ball comes out incomplete. It was knocked away from Austin Williams by Christopher Smith. Feels like a big play, even though we're early in the 3rd quarter. 4-man rush, lots of time. Stetson Bennett for Jackson. Here's Jackson, another deep ball catch to the 34. The 30-yard pickup. 2 tonight. 50 scores on 51 red zone possessions. 98%. Bennett zings one to the goal line. Touchdown, Len McConkey. The penalty against Forbes was huge, and it opens the door for a 17-yard receiving touchdown.
Protection has been a lot better than it was a week ago.
He's throwing a deep ball, a little bit too deep for Jaden Wally, who was open. And Will Rogers knows he missed a big opportunity there. They can lull you to sleep with all of those short throws, then they mix in the deep one.
Well, he had Wally going deep, and he also had Robinson coming into the middle. Yes.
They look like pretty good looking sweatshirts too. He has it batted down, and is it intercepted? Looks like it is. No signal yet. And here it is, another interception, 2nd of the night for the MSU defense.
The ruling on the field is an interception by the defense. 1st down.
I think it was intercepted right at the line of scrimmage. Tyrus Wheat just reached up with one hand, and I think he just pulled it off the body of the center, Cedric Van Pram. He wasn't going to get there for the sack. He bats it down. It's in between he and the center, and he just kind of grabs the football. The center had no idea where the football was. He's just pass protecting. What an athletic play.
Boy, the more you watch him, the more you're impressed.
Yep.
31st career start. We mentioned part of the veteran defense. That's a big takeaway. They're now -2 for the season in turnover margin, with the -2 tonight, both on Stetson Bennett interceptions. Will Rogers has a man wide open and a touchdown. Rufus Harvey. To the line for 3rd down and just under 2. Bennett fires, caught. Rosamie Jackson shoved out of bounds with a 1st down.
Todd Monken told us that Rosamie Jackson is kind of a situational receiver, not an every down receiver, but I'll tell you what, when they called his number today, he's made big plays.
On 2nd and 6, there's the tight end wide open in the flat, Darnell Washington. Camryon Richardson looked like he was trying to figure out from it, how am I supposed to tackle that man? Here is Matt Berry. Here comes pressure, he just got it off. McConkey! Another catch! Down to the 1-yard line. By the state defense. Here's Pod Lesney. 22-yarder. Stetson Bennett is the holder. And it was nearly blocked. They hit the kicker and the flag's thrown. Emmanuel Forbes came off the corner.
costly penalty right there on Emmanuel Forbes.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker. Defense number 13. Half the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
All right, Matt, we'll look forward to that. Well, McConkey's almost as many total yards as Mississippi State. Play fake. Wanted Bowers. Settles for the other tight end, Washington. Touchdown, Georgia.
I mean, this is basic goal line offense. Offense really runs through Brock Bowers. I think he was being a little humble in that assessment, but they're both outstanding.
And Jalen Carter.
So is he.
Yeah. Will Rogers dump back inside the 20. Here's Georgopoulos against the first sack of the game for either team. Georgopoulos draws the flag as he was hit while punting. Now this will be interesting because it was 4th down and 17. Punt went 39 yards.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker, number 9.
It's roughing the kicker.
15-yard penalty and automatic first down.
So it's still Mississippi State ball at the 33-yard line. Ra Thomas. Well, Georgia has taken advantage a couple of times of mistakes by Mississippi State. We'll see if that works in reverse.
Yes,
back
that's right, you do.
In the SEC.
Yeah.
I'm sure Matt remembers it well, too. There's a nice catch over the middle by Jaquavius Marks. Todd, Molly, and I all, a couple of years ago, worked as officials. Georgia, nice enough during their spring game to allow members of the media to come, be the officials on the field. With a lot of instruction from Steve Shaw, Grannis Bell, and a lot of other really nice people. We learned a lot during that exercise.
It was a really good experience.
It was a great experience and really good of Kirby Smart and his staff to allow us to do it.
Sideline warning. Georgia, the first of the game.
About the Eagles. Played in a version of the air raid in high school. So Will was ready for this offense. He's ready to throw a touchdown, but it was dropped by Ra Thomas. Take the chairs back.
Yeah, they had him. He beat Lassiter on the inside. The ball's thrown on target and on time, and just a lack of concentration by Ra Thomas. That's all that was.
Wow.
There's that late shift again.
Swing pass. Marks upended and he's short. Kamari Lassiter. And Todd, you made the point earlier. Glenn Schumann, the defensive coordinator for Georgia, said one thing that he thinks Mississippi State has really struggled is key 3rd downs and 4th downs.
In the games they've lost, they have not been good on critical downs. Another 4th down stop. Lassiter with a beautiful tackle.
If he doesn't make that tackle in the open field, it's a first down. That gonna upset some people.
No kidding. But how could you
well,
say?
It depends what happens elsewhere.
Yes.
But you're looking at probably a likelihood now of an undefeated Big Ten champ.
Yep.
And perhaps a 1-loss runner-up.
And the one team that might, create the most controversy with that is Oregon if they keep winning.
Well, and TCU now they're winning again tonight. People still don't want to buy in, although the committee did have a number 4.
But TCU's going to have to go undefeated.
People are waiting for them to lose. They do have a tough schedule left, and you almost wonder if this win tonight, if they win, there's a long way to go, if it's impressive enough.
Yeah.
They need style points too.
TCU plays at Baylor next, then home against Iowa State, and then a rematch with somebody in the Big 12 championship game. That is if they get through Texas tonight.
It's getting even uglier for Texas A&M. They are behind 10-0 at Auburn tonight in the 4th quarter. Looking at their 6th straight loss. Rufus Harvey could not take it in. And they take over on downs again. They're 0 for 3 on 4th down tonight. time Georgia and LSU met was in the SEC championship game in 2019. LSU won big. That was their undefeated, amazing season, led by Joe Burrow.
Stands out that's dramatically different than all the other quarterbacks that are in the running is touchdown numbers. Now he has 3 tonight, which gives him 14 for the season.
Here's Kendall Milton busting free into the end zone. Touchdown, Georgia, 34 yards.
Just great blocking on the left side. It starts with the tight end blocking out, and then watch the left side of the offensive line. Just gets to the second level, and there's nobody there. McConkey gets a block on Forbes, and once he gets to the second level, there's no maroon jerseys anywhere. A tired Mississippi State defense on that play, and Georgia cashes in again.
And the night for Stetson Bennett.
Yeah, again, we saw him throw, we saw him run, directing this offense, utilizing his tight ends. Hit Bowers for a touchdown. This was Darnell Washington down the middle of the field. And then remember the juke. I mean, just beautiful running. I think what's that, his 7th rushing touchdown of the season. Again, 3 touchdown passes tonight. That gives him 14 now for the season. And it's interesting because I read a couple articles this week. Some guys did some research on his season and that touchdown number. He had 10 completions where the receivers were tackled inside the 4-yard line. I mean, you think if a bunch of those end up being touchdowns, his touchdown numbers are right up there.
You're trying to stir something up for Georgia. You're saying he's mad at the receivers for not breaking tackles?
No, he's going to let them keep their chairs, for sure. That's not what I'm saying.
And by the way, I'm with Mike Leach. Take the chairs away from the Mississippi State receivers. Now, you and I, yeah, they're not getting those back.
No.
You and I spoke to a friend of ours who's an NFL scout, been around the NFL for a long time, and I texted with our Todd McShay draft expert earlier today about Stetson Bennett.
Yeah.
And Todd said before the season started, he thought Stetson Bennett would be a priority free agent, get invited to an NFL camp. So now he thinks he's probably a late round draft pick. We talked to an NFL scout at the half who, says, why not?
Yeah.
He's not big, but there are a lot of other guys who aren't big. He has the arm strength. He has so much of what you're looking for. Well, why wouldn't you take a chance?
Right. And
I'm not even sure it's a chance.
And if you're talking about just size of the quarterback, I mean, Bryce Young, everybody's saying he's going to be a top first-round pick. He's smaller than Stetson Bennett. I mean, so you're talking about some of the same difficulties at the next level that Bryce Young might have.
Yeah, and I think we've seen it recently with the success of Drew Brees and Russell Wilson and others. You don't have to be 6'3", 6'4". And
the position has changed to where guys who can make plays with their legs and extend plays, and the whole dynamic of the position has changed even at the NFL level. I mean, look at Jalen Hurts. When Jalen Hurts left Alabama, went to Oklahoma, many people thought he couldn't be an NFL quarterback. Now he's leading an undefeated team in the NFL, right?
Yeah, so I'm surprised by his success. And as you said, that's really where it's going.
Yeah.
These defenses are so athletic. You have to be able, you can't stand in there like a statue. And you have to be smart. He's really smart.
Yep.
And he'll be older than a lot of his teammates when he gets to the NFL. What did they tell us today? He is only 9 months younger than Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, it seems like Lamar's been playing for 10 years in the NFL. Hasn't, but.
Final minute, so Georgia's going to get over a big potential speed bump here in Starkville. It was dicey for a while, particularly late in the first half when Mike Leach's team returned a punt for a touchdown in the final minute to make it a 5-point game at the half. First punt return touchdown given up by Georgia since 2012. But they came out immediately. The big play by McConkey on the 70-yard run. The opening seconds of the third quarter. And they have dominated the second half.
Sure, in
college football. In Massachusetts, the passing of the torch.
Yeah. I mean, Georgia is the team to beat, the #1 team in the country, deservedly so. And took care of business tonight in a hostile environment on the road.
Tulu Griffin laterals it off. Rufus Harvey. Simeon Price out of bounds, and it is over. Stetson Bennett throws for 289, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He ran for a touchdown. Kirby Smart really appreciates Will Rogers, effusive in his praise from yesterday. And congratulations to Coach Smart. SEC champs again in the East for the 5th time in 7 years under Kirby Smart. Now 76-15 is Georgia coach. Final score, Georgia 45, Mississippi State 19. For Molly McGrath, Todd Blackledge, our great crew, Sean McDonough, so long. Let's send you now to Stanford and Utah.